An Introduction to Universal Laws, Ascension Activations, and Life Lesson Accelerations from the Intergalactic Alliance of Light Beings, channeled by Canadian psychic medium and multidimensional channel, Tracey Milne. Hello friends, I don't know about you, but I found last week's energy was akin to attempting a swan dive and landing with a belly flop, as emotional turbulence and confusion in communication took what could have been easy and threw unexpected twists into the mix. This created a dynamic where we as incarnate starseeds were required to work our light and stay connected to our inner guidance in order to keep from feeling overwhelmed or flooded by unwanted emotion. I asked Chimera what happened, and here is her response. Enjoy. Greetings, dear Earth Star angels. I am Chimera. We often speak to you of your constant connection and interactions with the law of attraction, but that is not the only spiritual law or universal law that you as incarnate starseeds will interact with through your lifetime. And so, in response to our sweet channel's question, we have guided her to create a series of videos dedicated to offering you all a deeper understanding of the other universal laws also always at play, and how you can work with them on a more conscious level to bring more success to any endeavor. We offer this information for your consideration at this time to assist you in your ascension process. What you choose to do with this information is up to you in the free will zone. To begin, let's look at the difference between human law and universal law. Human law, in theory, is designed to offer consequences that will encourage social order, while universal laws reflect the rhythm of the higher order sewn into the very fabric of existence. Human laws govern people, while universal laws govern the movement of the earth cycles, moon cycles, cycles of the seasons, all the way to the very structure of the tiniest atom. When adapted and applied to the human realm, understanding universal laws and working with their natural energies will help you to both learn your soul lessons more quickly, as well as help you process your emotions as you go to avoid getting blocked or clogged energy fields within your emotional, mental, spiritual, or physical system. These universal laws have very little to do with cultural concepts of right or wrong, good or bad. They simply hold cause and effect energies similar to gravity. If you ignore the laws of gravity, for example, it doesn't make you a bad person, but it exponentially increases your odds of causing yourself unnecessary pain and suffering. If you can appreciate the idea that sooner or later, one way or another, the challenges and consequences of daily life on planet Earth and elsewhere in this multiverse are meant to assist we, the developing souls, by helping us to learn about cause and effect, action and reaction. But in each instance, the common denominator is your experience that you will be having uniquely unto you. How do you choose to process the events and proceed? That is your privilege within the free will zone, and you are always learning new things. Keep in mind that even the highest universal principles and wisdom can only help us if we know them and then remember them long enough to apply them, using them as a guide, not necessarily a template that can help you to change your perspective on issues that keep coming to the surface for re-examination and reapplication. Take, for example, being given the guidance to stretch for the water when learning to dive. Yes, it will help you avoid performing a belly flop of spectacular proportions, but only if you know how to swim back to the surface. How to overcome the fear of failure long enough to attempt putting the guidance into action again and again until you get it right. You are the key to that translation factor, and it's not just a desire to dive that must be activated. There are many other components needed to be able to high dive at a competitive level. In between knowing the wisdom and applying the wisdom, there are a lot of ifs, ands, or buts in between, wanting and doing. And it is those private conversations that will determine whether or not you take inspired action. A universal principle that is very important to keep in mind at all times is the law of divine timing. In other words, you won't need to apply the guidance of stretching to the water while brushing your teeth or listening to music. Apply useful guidance at the moment that it's needed, as each new lesson, disguised as a challenge, is presented for your experience and overall growth. These lessons, you feel like you just keep repeating over and over again, hold the key to the energies that you personally came here to master, shift, release, or heal, including beliefs about yourself, others, and humanity in general. Practical application of these universal truths will come in most handy when you're faced with challenges. How would it feel to apply a new perspective, new action, or new alternative to an old problem or project that you feel stalled on? What would that feel like to your overall experience? Would you be willing to belly flop a few times before you mastered the dive? Understanding and applying these universal laws will help you to better absorb, appreciate, and apply any new revelations uncovered as you go. And you'll know that you're really applying these universal laws in a beneficial way when your feelings, perspectives, and actions, including communication with self and others, begin to produce more desirable results. It's facing your fear and moving through it. It's trusting yourself to be able to adjust as you go. And as always, a good sense of humor is absolutely vital. Receiving guidance or knowing universal wisdoms is just the first step for the results to come from application, technique, approach, style, and a willingness to fail a few times in order to fully succeed. Much like learning to dive into a pool gracefully, it takes practice, tenacity, and a willingness to succeed over time. We want to empower you on all levels of your experience, and this video series will be for those who are ready to take your ascension to the next level of conscious mastery. We will be covering the law of flexibility, responsibility, the law of choice, and the law of balance. The law of process, the law of patterns, the law of perfection, the law of self-discipline, and the law of the present moment. The law of non-judgment, the law of faith, the law of expectations, the law of honesty, and the law of action. Rounding the course off with the law of cycles, the law of intuition, and the law of divine will. The series will begin April 21st, and we hope that you will join us. We look forward to connecting with your minds in order to offer you higher dimensional tools that you will need in order to master the next phase of your ascension journey as an individual and on behalf of the collective. This week, look for small actions you can take that will begin to move you in the direction of your choosing, with the understanding that you're free to choose again anytime. The energies are still in flux, my friends. Stay grounded, stay loyal to yourself and your vision for the future, and focus on leading with your best qualities, even if they aren't always well received by others. Remember, you're the only one in charge of you. A living, breathing, laughing, crying, singing, dancing, driving, walking, sitting, dreaming expression of Prime Creator, and they adore you. You are God, experiencing themselves in over 8 billion different perspectives, all working together under these universal laws, and you are all doing much better than you may realize. Until next time, stay bright, dear ones. On behalf of the Intergalactic Alliance of Light Beings, in the highest light of love and truth, I am Chimera. Namaste. If you have enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to stay posted on our latest offerings. Check out more of our videos on YouTube or go to whatcomesnextforyou.com to sign up for your own personal galactic guidance session with Chimera. What comes next for you? What's in your future?